Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for you on how to solve the 3x3x4 cuboid. This is a really cool puzzle. It's quite easy to solve, but it's really fun and it's quite a challenge for people that aren't quite that experienced at cubing, and it's another challenge once you know how to solve a 3x3. Something I should say before we start is you do need to be able to solve one of these, a 2x3x3. This is really helpful puzzle to be able to solve, and you do need knowledge of this puzzle for basically all of the cuboids apart from a floppy cube and a 3x3. So if you don't know how to solve one of these, there is a tutorial on this channel that you can go and find and work out how to solve that before you go on to this part. Okay, so let's scramble up the 3x3x4. You may have noticed that the 3x3x4 cannot shapeshift, and that's because there's an even number of sides against an odd number of sides. So you couldn't do a move like this and expect it to be able to turn. So it's quite easy to scramble. You have to do 180 moves on the 3x4 side, and you can do either 90 or 180 moves on the 3x3 sides. So that looks pretty scrambled to me. Now the way that I'm going to show you how to solve it is you solve the inside two layers as if they were a 2x3x3, and then you're going to solve the outside layers as if they were a 2x3x3. So if you do know how to solve a regular 2x3x3, you get the cross on the bottom, and as you can see, this is going to be our bottom layer here. So we need to find the pieces. So I'm going to imagine that this is a red-white piece. So that's going to be the red connected to the white, which will be here. So then I know that there's going to be a blue here and a green here, and there already is a green here. So I say that this blue piece is here, so I'm going to move it above that particular slot before putting it down. So here there's red, blue, orange needs to be here, and there's already a green here. And by chance there's an orange here as well, so we can simply do a 180 move to get that piece in the correct place. So you have to look at it quite carefully, but you can see now that we have what would be a cross completely solved. So the next step is to put in the corners. This step is a little bit more difficult than putting the corners in on a regular 2x3x3, because we can't determine whether it's a white corner or a yellow corner before we try and put it in. So I'm going to start with the blue and red corner. So I'm going to find a blue and red corner, and I see that there's one here. And it's only the correct corner if the white and the red don't match up. Sorry, the blue and the red don't match up. If I was to try it with this corner, I see that the two blues and the two reds match up. That's wrong, because if I put them in, it's flipped the wrong way around. So if they don't match up, so blue and red and blue, that means that that is going to be a white corner. So we're going to place that one in, and as you can see, it correctly matches up. So next I'm going to move on to the red and green corner. So I'm going to have to find a red and green piece, and I see this one. And when I line it up, I see that these two match up. So this is the wrong corner, so we need to find the next one. And that just happens to be down here. So we need to take it out, align it up, and as you can see now, they don't match up. So as you can see, it's now put in the correct way. So I'm going to move on to the green and the orange. And I see that one green and orange piece is already here, and that one is flipped incorrectly, so that's the wrong one. So we need to find the next one, and it's down here in this slot. So we need to take it out and make sure that they don't match up, and they don't. And we put it in. And that just happens to put this one in as well. Okay, so the next step, what we would do on a 3x3x2 is to solve the corners. And we do the exact same algorithm, except we move these two layers as if they were one layer on this puzzle. So as you can see, the corners are now solved, and then I see that we have a H perm here. I'm going to use the algorithm, which I would use on a 3x3x2 to solve that. And as you can see, the two middle layers of the 3x3x4 are solved as if they were one of these puzzles. So now we move on to these two layers, and this is a little bit easier than the middle two layers because now we can see whether a piece is white or yellow. So what we would do is we'd get the cross on the bottom, and this step is easy. We see that this is white and red here, so we know that white and blue will go here, and we spot this piece up here, so we move it down. Now you don't worry about messing up these layers as long as you don't move layers such as this or this when you're solving it. You only want to move these layers or these layers. So you see that this piece is here, so we need an orange and white here, which is also up here, and then finally a white and green, which is here. Okay, so next we would get the corners in, and I'm just going to start with this one, white, red and blue. So I'm going to place that one in. Then white, red and green, which is already here. White, orange and green, which is here. And then finally with the white, blue and orange. So then, as you can see, the top layer already has its corners solved, and we have a Z perm or a Z perm. So we're going to want to do the algorithm for that. And then finally the last algorithm. As you can see, the top two layers are solved, however we do have parity in the middle two layers. Now this is quite easy to fix. There are a few cases that you need to know though. Okay, so the first case is when you have, well, it kind of looks like this. If you line up all the middle pieces, where you have these two in the correct place and these two are in the correct place. So it looks like these two need to be over here and these two over here. Now this is quite easy to solve. You hold it as like this. I'm just going to go U2, M2, U2, M2. And what this gets you is a case where these two need to be flipped. And there's an algorithm for this. You're going to hold the puzzle like this, and you're going to go U2, R2, F2, lowercase u, F2, R2, 2u. And that will solve the puzzle. There are two more cases that we need to go through, and that's when two faces are solved and then we have two edges on the last two faces that are flipped incorrectly. And to solve this, we're going to go U2, M2, U2, M2, and that's going to solve the puzzle. And then the last case is when we have three edges that need to be switched. So this edge needs to go here, this edge needs to go here, and this edge needs to go here. So we're going to hold the edge in the middle facing us like this, and we're going to go U2, M, U2, M. And that's going to solve the puzzle, and that's all the parity cases that you need to know, and you should now be able to solve the 3x3x4. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and I will see you next week.